Whether new shooter, longtime gun owner, or even police officer or soldier, your handgun needs a Crimson Trace laser sight or light. Get the confidence and reliability you need to protect family, home, and country. Crimson Trace.
Broadcasting nationwide, this is Tom Gresham's Gun Talk. Your views, advice, and questions are the driving force of gun talk. Call Tom now at 866-TALK-GUN. That's 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Or reach out to us via email at tom@guntalk.com. Let us know what you think about the gun-related issues of the day. Now, here's Tom Gresham.
All right, saddle up for hour 3 of Gun Talk. 866-TALK-GUN. We'll get you in here. Shoot me an email, tom@guntalk.com. On Twitter, I'm at Gun Talk, and we're having a conversation over there. You can certainly join in there. Lots of things going on, a lot of things to talk about. We'll get back to the calls in a few minutes. But first, we have a guest. Scott McEwen was a co-author of American Sniper with Chris Kyle. He has a brand new novel out. We welcome him for the first time. Hey, Scott, how you doing?
Good, Tom. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, listen, I appreciate it. The new novel is Target America, brand new, a sniper elite novel. So how did this come about? How did you get this idea? What's the origin of this concept?
This is the second book in the Sniper Elite series, Tom, and essentially it was a series that I started to basically take stories that I'd heard from various SEAL team snipers and put them in a fictionalized format and basically have a character there that's a SEAL Team 6 sniper, use all the technology, all the guns, a lot of the stories, and a lot of the operations way that they operate, and put them in a fictional character and have some fun with a SEAL Team 6 sniper by the name of Gil Shannon. So the first book was a national bestseller, and we're doing really well on this one too. We're real pleased with it.
That is great, and it's obviously it's out now. You can get it on Amazon. You can go to our website, guntalk.com. We have it on Tom's Picks there. One of the things I was going to ask you about, and you incorporate a lot of techno stuff, the guns, the loads, the 50 cal, all of that. And you've been around this world of SEALs, of snipers and such. I have always thought that the average person who's not involved in that really doesn't understand just how good those guys are. Would you agree?
Yeah, both in distance, speed, accuracy, target selection, everything else. There's such a skill set there that you know, the guys that are in the teams and the guys that are MARSOC snipers or, you know, Delta Force snipers, they understand it. But it's a difficult thing to pick up on exactly how good these guys are, especially the ones that have been at war for 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, and I've worked with some of these guys, and when they start shooting, and I don't care if it's with handguns close up or with, you know, rifles at long range, they're just doing things at a pace and an accuracy level at a world that most people just don't even know is there.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, a lot of these guys, and Chris Kyle being one of them, who we lost last year, unfortunately,
right.
You have to be that fast. I mean, a lot of these guys were at battle for years and years and years, and, you know, the difference between getting a shot made and getting a shot center mass made and, a killing shot, one that could debilitate the enemy and not, is your life or your teammates' lives, and they understand that all too well. And so, you know, it's one of the things where they can work extremely fast under extreme pressure, and every shot is gonna land where they want it to land.
Who do you go to for technical questions on this? Because I'm sure you've got, you know, a group of people you go to.
Oh yeah, I mean, I got a lot of friends of mine that are still in the teams, a lot that are recently gotten out, many of which do private work for let's just say OGA, other governmental agencies, and that are in the community that I shoot with, that I fortunately am friends with, and I just had breakfast this morning with a guy that's a SEAL team guy that was in Fallujah with Marcus Luttrell and Ramadi, and serious shooter.
Yeah, it's like I got a couple of buddies. I said, well, what do you guys do? They say, oh, we work for the State Department. And I'm going, yeah, right. That's what you guys do. You work for the State Department.
Yeah.
Well, give them your background. What's your background in all this?
Well, it's interesting. I got to know Chris when we did American Sniper, and one of the things that really kind of drew Chris and I as being friends in the beginning was I grew up hunting and shooting in Oregon, eastern Oregon, a big game, generally elk, deer, things of that nature, and just shooting. Just generally loved to shoot since I was a kid, and my favorite gun of choice was a 300 Winchester Magnum. Not because, I guess the reason being is because it hit so hard at distance, was so accurate, and you could afford the shells.
Right, does everything well.
Yeah. Because it's not a specialized round. It's not, some type of a round that's uncommon, and therefore the shells were able to get up. You're able to get them for a more reasonable price. And for me, when you're shooting a lot, that's important. And as a result of that friendship, I got to know that Chris's favorite gun while he was in battle in Iraq, and 90% of his confirmed kills were with a 300 Winchester Magnum.
Yeah, it's hard to beat a 300 Win Mag. They're accurate, and they do hit hard, shoot a long way, and as you say, from a hunter standpoint, you can also find ammo everywhere, which is the other aspect of it. Right, and in the military learned it. I mean, they're snipers now. I mean, some of them have moved up into 338s, and but the bottom line is with 300 is not only is it extremely effective, extremely accurate, but it doesn't have a lot of weight in your rounds. And when you're carrying, and you have to be out for 3 or 4 days, and the only other thing you're carrying usually is water, and the amount of weight that you're carrying with your ammo and your rifles are very important because just physically what you have to do. The 300 Win Mag round is such a great round for these guys to carry. Oh, exactly. Well, let me ask you, if you were to talk to somebody and they're saying, "Oh, you got a novel out. What's it about? How do you describe this?" Because I've gone through it. It's a thriller in the Stephen Hunter genre, that kind of a thing. I mean, it's cool. It's got a lot of gun stuff, but you also, of course, weave in a lot of current day terrorist threat, that kind of information. How do you describe the novel to people?
I would say Target America. It's in the genre as far as technology is concerned with shooting, akin to what Clancy did with military technology in the submarine area or things of that nature, carrier area. I'd like to, I'd like to one day be as good as Tom was, who we unfortunately lost this year as well. But Clancy always had a way of bringing the technology and bringing the active day, the capabilities of not only the men but the machines into real life characters, and that's what I like to do as well. I like to bring whatever technologies out there as far as night vision, scopes, reach out and touch something, accuracy, et cetera, and I like to bring that from the SEAL team sniper world into the modern day world, and that's kind of what we've done with Target America and with Sniper Elite, is just bring that in so it's more real for people, so people can understand exactly what these guys can make for shots, what their skill set is. I mean, like for example, your average SEAL, and the SEAL that I have in this book, he's got a skill set, everything from being trained by the CIA to steal cars to halo jumping, high altitude, low opening, to water activities, being able to get out of the water and shoot. All the things that these SEALs have to do, I incorporate into the character that Gil Shannon is in this book, and then I put it in some real life stuff. And this real life stuff that I'm worried about is the southern border of the United States being undefended at the moment, and somebody bringing a nuclear weapon in the country. Exactly.
Well, it's a great read. I really appreciate you spending some time with us. The book is Target America, brand new novel, part of the Sniper Elite series, number 2 now. We're hoping for some more after that, Scott.
Yeah, well, we got another one done. They've just contracted for another. The first one is being made into a movie with Ridley Scott, and we just finished filming American Sniper with none other than Clint Eastwood directing.
Wow, that's strong stuff, man. Well, look, keep at it because we're enjoying them.
All right, thanks a lot, and thanks for having me on, Tom.
All right, take care. Yeah, the book is Target America. If you are a reader, think you want to grab a copy of this. All right, 866-TALK-GUN. Open lines.
Hi, I'm Michael Bain. You know I hate cleaning guns, so anything that makes that job faster and easier is definitely a plus. And that's where Bore Tips come in. These reusable, lint-free cleaning swabs make cleaning a breeze. And the tighter-fitting Bore Tips do a better job on barrels than cotton mops or patches. Hey, it's a dirty job. Let Bore Tips help. To find a dealer, visit boretips.com.
TopGunSupply.com carries a large selection of fine firearms and accessories. Get all the parts you need for your Sig Sauer, HK, and Glock pistols. Grips, screws, recoil springs, sights, barrels, magazines, holsters. The list goes on. Our knowledgeable sales staff, professional service, great prices, and super fast shipping are here to help you. Check us out today. TopGunSupply.com. TopGunSupply.com.
Inaccurate is just plain worthless. Doesn't matter if you're shooting for a national championship or just trying to beat your friend. You need accurate ammo. Nosler's match-grade handgun ammunition delivers. You get Nosler sporting handgun and custom competition bullets in Nosler head-stamped brass, loaded to the same strict tolerances as Nosler's match-grade rifle ammo. Handgun accuracy through match-grade ammo. Available in 9mm, 40, and 45. Visit Nosler.com.
Are you looking for a place to shoot? The National Shooting Sports Foundation has a great website called wheretoshoot.org. It's the largest database of shooting ranges on the internet. It's also a great resource for shooters where you can find video tips, printable targets, and a lot more. Find it online at wheretoshoot.org. And while you're there, download their free iPhone app. That's wheretoshoot.org.
Coming up, the whole crew chimes in an on-topic, off-topic free-for-all. Be sure and stick around for the Gun Talk After Show.
866-TALK-GUN will get you in here. 866-825-5486. Let's see. Line 4, Matthew is in Metairie, Louisiana. Hello, Matthew.
Hey, Tom. I was thinking about these open carry guys. Had they thought about borrowing a page from the open carry campus people and just walking around with empty holsters?
I don't know. It's an interesting
a lot
thought.
less menacing.
Yeah. And CJ just sent me a note, by the way, for everybody. He said, just wanted to restate. He said, look, we stopped doing the carry-in to stores a month ago. Okay, that's fine. I appreciate that, and I appreciate they're trying to work on it. I just...
Get the images off your web page.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's right. Get them off your webpage. That's a good point. That stuff, get rid of them. The other, I got an email from somebody that said, look, CJ mentioned they're doing open carry, helping with civic projects. Great, fine, okay. Once again, I understand it's a really good idea to get involved in these civic projects, be a part of the community. What is it? What's the goal with carrying the long guns at these events? I look at what happened in California where people pushed the open carry, and sure enough, California banned open carry. You went, oh, yeah, okay, that went well. What is the goal? If you want open carry of handguns, then work on that. I've yet to see open carry of long guns do anything but harm us from a PR, public relations, public opinion, public sentiment. Public sentiment drives laws. It's what determines what legislators do. If you lose public opinion, you lose. Okay? Just the way it is. Line 2, Ed is in Washoe Valley, Nevada. Hello, Ed.
Hello, Tom. Thank you for taking my call. On the positive side of the open carry in Texas, it's my understanding that it's against the law for them to carry handguns openly, but it is lawful for them to carry long guns openly.
That's correct.
So I hear these people are following the law by openly carrying their long guns. I see it as a positive in bringing the attention to carry in general. On the surface, carrying long guns seems ridiculous, and I agree it looks intimidating. But I think the goal is to get carry in general enforced. Why would you be allowed to carry a long gun but not a pistol? In Rick Perry's case, I think it's because he doesn't want to He doesn't want to guess who's armed and who's not. With a long gun, there's no guessing. You see it. But it looks bad, so public opinion says we got to get rid of this long gun carrying. And initially it has a bad influence on the open carry stand. But I think their goal is to bring...
Ed, if I may, I understand their goal. My question to you is, do you think that they are getting us closer to the goal, or are they pushing public opinion away?
That's a toughie. I think, in my case, I think they're bringing public opinion closer. But of course, I'm pro-gun. The other alternative is to not carry, to not intimidate, and go for a long time trying to get your point across. And I like to liken it to the way our country was founded. We were criticized because we went to war almost immediately after we got here. India was occupied by England for 200 years before they finally got their independence. We weren't willing to wait 200 years. We wanted our independence now.
Okay, I get all that, Ed, but I'm just saying, I think, look, okay, you think this is getting us closer, it's moving public opinion our way. I don't think so. Look, I appreciate your call. My question would be, go ask a bunch of women in a store somewhere if they feel comfortable with somebody walking in with shotguns and rifles over their shoulders. Does that make them think, yes, we should have open carry legal in this state? Or does that make them think somebody needs to do something about these guys? I would submit that it's the latter and not the former. Now, look, I believe in open carry. I've done open carry. I get it. But if you want to change the law, get involved with the lawmakers. Rick Perry, I think you could get open carry passed in Texas. I think, here's the thing you need to understand about Texas. For a long time, they tried to get concealed carry passed, and it kept getting vetoed by Ann Richards, the governor. So what do? They dumped her and got a new governor. And I know that Rick Perry puts it out there that he's a real pro-gun guy, and he likes to be seen shooting and all that, and I had him on the show and all that, and that's great. I think it's wonderful. But he's wrong on open carry. He's simply wrong. And if he wants to run for president, he better get right on open carry in Texas. Because there's going to be a whole bunch of gun owners around the country who say, wait a minute, you're the guy who blocked open carry in Texas. Nah, I don't think so, guy. I don't think you're a real gun guy. If you're blocking open carry there, I don't think so. So that's kind of my take on that. Let's see. I want to talk to line 1. Ben is in Dodge, Kansas. Hey, Ben. You there, Ben? I don't know. Maybe Ben put his phone down. Let's try George on line 3 in Baton Rouge. Hey, George, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All
Thanks,
right.
Tom, for taking my call.
You bet. Open carry. Talk to me.
All it's going to take is one bad incident. There are going to be a group of people going into a store with their long guns, and they'll end up robbing the place. And everybody's going to say, see, I told you so, and that's going to be it.
Well, I don't know that. I just think that every time, and CJ makes the point, he says, look, this is old news. They're picking up stories from 5-6 months ago. I don't care. You put them on your website. You did it. I mean, it's not like you didn't do it. You did it. He said, well, the police know about it. We're not going to have an incident with the police. I don't care. It's a PR battle. You're losing. Every time they put this out, you lose. And trust me, Shannon Watts, the head of the Moms Demand Action, she's a sharp cookie. She wouldn't continue to do this if she didn't recognize that every one of these is a huge win for them and a big loss for us. The open carry guys with their, and look, this is a part of the package. This is packaging. This is marketing. This is messaging. When they walk in wearing shorts and T-shirts and looking slovenly, the image that they project is not favorable. If you want to move public opinion, if you want them to be on your side, you have to present well. You have to be, if you want people to like you, you have to look likable. You have to be likable. Now, I know people who open carry, and they make it a point to always dress well. They have tucked-in polos. They look sharp. They dress sharp. They actually dress a little bit better than they would for any given occasion because they're open carrying and they have a good holster, not some stupid low-slung thigh rig. Give me a break. You're not wearing body armor. You're not having to do that. They look like an off-duty cop, or they look like a detective, or look like no badge, but just they look right. If you're not thinking in those terms, once again, you've shown up on the wrong field with the wrong piece of sports equipment, and you don't know what's going on. It's just a loss, I'm telling you. It's a PR loss. Let's see, line 4. Chuck is in Baton Rouge. Hey, Chuck.
Hey, I think they're hurting the cause. I think they have good intentions, but it's just not going to work out the way they're going about it. They're going to cause people to turn more against carrying than to get anybody to accept.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I agree with you. I appreciate it. Let me talk to Al on line 1 out of Mississippi. Hey, Al, appreciate your patience.
Hey, Tom, appreciate you taking my call. I'd like to share the experience we had in Mississippi with the same thing that they had in Texas. We had to fix our concealed carry law. If the wind blew your jacket up or your shirt tail up, someone caught a glimpse of your gun, you could be prosecuted. Well, that needed to be fixed, and I'm sure that's going on all over the country. What happened here, as soon as that got out, that they were going to decriminalize the exposing of a weapon, then a bunch of people jumped on the bandwagon. They ran for the first TV camera they could find and said the legislature was trying to legalize open carry.
I understand, and I know. And look, I apologize. We're just short on time, and we're up I guess, a hard break here. Mississippi was doing something about that, and I know that Al wanted to make the point here, and I'm going to throw this one out for you to chew on. He said, "Look, also property owners have the right to say what happens on their property." All right, so if a property owner says, "I don't want you in here with your gun," what do? Does his property rights, does that trump your Second Amendment rights?
Tom Gresham's Gun Talk is broadcast nationwide every Sunday. If you can't hear Gun Talk where you live, call your local talk format station and clue them in on Gun Talk. Stay tuned. We're coming right back. Now broadcasting nationwide on radio, via satellite, and through downloads, iTunes, the Gun Talk app, and other podcast clients. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
You know how I've been saying I'm looking for maybe a new deer rifle, and been looking at some of the 6.5s or maybe a 7mm, 280, something like that. Oh, went out to the range this week. We were shooting, spent a whole day out the range shooting TV for the Gun Talk and Guns and Gear TV shows. And in the midst of all that, I was doing some shooting with my little .257 Roberts rifle. It's I guess I've had that thing for 20 plus years now. It's a Remington left-handed 700 short action. Geez, that's just a really nice cartridge. I'm looking at it and thinking, the ammo is so much better now than it was 20 years ago. Factory ammo is great. You can get, Nosler petitions. You can get, the Nosler Accubon. You get the Barnes bullets loaded in the loaded ammo. And I'm kind of asking myself, I'm going through this process of, well, what's wrong with this one? And I can't come up with a reason that this is not good. So it may end up being my trusty old .257 Roberts, although that doesn't mean I'm going to stop the search. It's all about finding the next wonderful thing. So 6.5 by 55 is intriguing. And so now I'm bouncing kind of back and forth between that and the 280, or either that or the 280 Ackley improved. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. Certainly, I need all the help I can get on this one. I'm just flummoxed. I've had several interesting emails. One guy says, look, how about instead of castigating the open carry guys, help them find a way to be more productive? Well, that's a good thought. That actually is, that's productive. I would suggest that they get involved with the pro-gun forces in the state, and I know that sometimes people say, oh, well, they're not pure. They work with the NRA. I didn't like the NRA what they did on this other thing. I don't care. They're effective. Get involved. When you get involved, you can make things happen. When you sit on the sidelines and you get told what happened. Get involved with the state organization that works with the NRA. They have lobbyists in the legislature. Tell them we want this to move forward. And if they say, well, we had some trouble with that. Okay, where do you need help? How can we help? Who do we need to call on? How can we do this? Let's make it happen. But honestly, look, I'm only talking about what works and what doesn't, because there's no point in doing something that doesn't work. It's that old definition of insanity. Keep doing the same thing, expect different results. If what you're doing isn't working, stop. Now, CJ says they've stopped doing that. Great. Pull down all the pictures that you have, and then try to find another way to be effective. Because what you're doing is not only not effective, it actually is harmful. I'm glad to hear that they are taking a good hard look at what they've been doing and maybe figuring out, hey, this isn't working, guys. Good for them. Good for them. An honest, sometimes it's hard to look at what you're doing and say, that just didn't work. We've all been there. It's hard to realize that something that you put a lot of time and effort into is actually not taking you where you want to go. Line 3, Donald, Pensacola, Florida. Hey, Donald.
Hey. Hello?
Yes, sir. You're on.
All right. Thank you. Over the years, I've read Handgun magazine and, actually, Hand Loader.
Hand Loader?
My favorite.
Okay.
Hand Loader. All right. Usually I buy it at Walmart because I can't do a subscription because I travel too much.
Mm-hmm.
And past 2 months I ain't been able to find them, but they've been having fires out there out west, and I have no idea if they're still publishing or not.
Yeah, Hand Loader and Rifle magazines are published by Wolf Publishing, and they're still putting out magazines. It could be that Walmart made a decision not to sell them, and that can come because of anything. It could be that they're just not selling enough of them. That's not working for them, and they measure the sales for every inch of display space out there. But, you could always, I know you say you travel, but, maybe you can get it shipped somewhere, you could pick it up. Hand Loader and Rifle magazines are kind of technical. If you're into that stuff, they're really fine magazines. I used to be the editor of both of those magazines, as a matter of fact. And the folks at Wolf Publishing are great. So those, if you're thinking about getting into it, or if you're really serious about rifle shooting, Hand Loader and Rifle magazines are great. People save their back issues, and they become treasure troves of information. So as far as I know, they're still putting them out, and I'm guessing it's just that Walmart you're looking in doesn't have them for whatever reason. Appreciate that call. 2 is Richard in Farmington, New Mexico. Hey, Richard.
Tom Gresham,
Yes, sir.
you have my full support on this whole intent by these Texas individuals carrying long guns openly. Living in New Mexico, we have open carry rights here for handguns, obviously, as well as long guns. But I will tell you that, and as much as I'm a gun owner, if I were in a store and I saw an individual, much less several, walking in, and I know you spoke with another person about this, I would go into instant high alert. I see in my area more than a few people carrying sidearms. I see them. I don't think anything of it. But a long gun, no. You've got my attention, and my hand would be on my firearm wondering what you're about to do. So these individuals, although I know what they intended, they did us more harm than good.
Well, that's clear, because they didn't do us any good. And they certainly have done us, not just in Texas, but all over the country, done us a lot of harm in terms of public. Look, when you have Jon Stewart going on 2 separate huge rants about this, you're losing. You're losing people by the millions. He's pushing them, basically he's taking what you have given him, and he's pushing them over to the side of thinking, God, these guys are all crazy. Now, you and I can say, yeah, look, they're not crazy. They're just, misinformed, they went the wrong way, whatever. But the image that comes out when Jon Stewart picks this up is the public says, these guys are crazy. gun people, guns equal crazy people. We should do something about that because crazy people scare me. I mean, it just flows. It's like a perfect PR campaign that they didn't have to put together, that we put together for them.
Enough, and very quickly, when you had that conversation earlier about the gentleman who addressed the same concerns I have, a few moments after you went on break, I caught a news story that there was a shooting in a Walmart, don't know where the store was, by an individual who walked in with a long gun. So I found it actually kind of ironic that followed that conversation. Listen, I'll let you go. Time is short. Thank you for the show. Appreciate it. Be well. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Evan's on line 4 in Aransas Pass. That's got to be in Texas, huh, Evan?
Yes, sir, it is.
Right.
Yeah, I was just calling. I do kind of agree with the long gun situation. You know, I've being born and raised here in Texas. You know, I'm all about the Second Amendment. But walking into places with long guns is a little much. I would think, you know, just pistols holstered would have the same effect if you're trying to do that. And I guess luckily he's not doing that anymore.
Of course, in Texas, you can't carry openly in a pistol. That's the point they're trying to get to. I just don't think that this is the route to get there. I think that there are more effective routes. I think, honestly, take that same energy, and it's great. I mean, I love it that they have passion and energy, and direct it to the legislature. Get involved with a group that knows how to move legislation through the legislature and a group that knows how to put pressure on Rick Perry. Look, if every Texan listening to me right now wrote Rick Perry and said, Governor, we got to have open carry. And if you want to have a prayer of running for president, you better okay open carry right now. You better do something about it because that's going to be the determining factor of whether I support you as a gun owner. You think Rick Perry wouldn't figure this thing out pretty quickly? So, I mean, that's just the way that runs. So, just my thoughts on it. Oh, I'll tell you what. Quick break here. 866-TALK-GUN. 866-TALK-GUN. We'll be right back.
From the blind or the boat, the only ammunition choice for waterfowlers is Black Cloud. Federal Premium Ammunition uses cutting-edge technology, combining flight stopper steel with premium steel for the ultimate in waterfowl patterns. Black Cloud uses the flight control wad, getting shot to the target faster with increased energy, devastating on ducks and geese. Black Cloud. Drop ducks like rain.
There's a rise in home invasions in America, and you need to be ready. Ready to protect yourself and your family. The bedside backup from Crossbreed Holsters keeps your gun at your bedside, ready to go. It also folds flat for easy storage and travel. Take it with you and use with any hotel bed. To see more, go to crossbreedholsters.com. That's crossbreedholsters.com. The bedside backup is not a child safety device.
What's that?
It's my Trijicon.
What's a Trijicon?
Only the best rifle scope in the world.
Says who?
How about the U.S. Marine Corps, Special Forces, Navy SEALs? You heard of these guys?
Sure.
Well, they're all using Trijicons.
Let me see it. Wow, this is really sharp.
And a lot of professional hunters are using Trijicon, too. You probably caught it on some TV and radio shows.
Yeah, I have heard some of them swear by their Trijicon.
I swear by it.
You know, I could have been a Navy SEAL.
Well, the closest you're going to get now is buying a Trijicon.
Hey.
Trijicon is the brand of rifle scopes that more and more hunters are swearing by. That's because every Trijicon is handcrafted using the finest optic materials. The bright aiming point can guarantee you a great hunt from dawn to dusk. Get your Trijicon at a dealer near you or visit them on the web at Trijicon.com. That's Trijicon.com. Trijicon. Brilliant aiming solutions.
A great trigger can make you a better shooter. For over 60 years, Timney triggers have been trusted by hunters and shooters everywhere. Timney triggers are proudly made in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. Installation is easy. Give yourself the Timney Trigger advantage. To see more and order online, go to timneytriggers.com. That's TIMNEY triggers.com.
Have you ever held a Walther? Walther handguns are an extension of your hand. From the moment you hold the ergonomic grip of a Walther, you feel the difference. Today, Walther continues its long tradition of expertise in firearm design with the introduction of 3 incredible new handguns: the smooth PPQM2, the tough PPX, and the cool PPKS22. Log on now at waltherarms.com. Walther at your favorite retailer.
Want to have some more fun after today's radio broadcast of Gun Talk? Stick around for the after show with Tom, Jim, Michelle, and Michael. Now, more Gun Talk.
866-TALK-GUN. That'll get you in here. Line 1, Vernon's with us out of Bakersfield, California, with a perspective of how the whole open carry thing went in California. Hey, Vernon.
Hey, Tom. Big fan of all your shows. My deal was, me and my buddies helped start the open carry here in Bakersfield, and it went great, for a few months, and then all of a sudden everybody started carrying the rifles and shotguns on their back, and it just made a bad name for everybody. And not too long after all that is when they banned it here in California.
So it was going okay until they started carrying long guns, and then that's when public opinion went against you?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and the point I know there are people who say, well, I don't care about public opinion. I'm right. And you saw what happens when public opinion goes against you, the legislature rules against you. They actually passed a law banning open carry.
Correct. Yeah, it hurt everything. Everything we were standing for, it hurt us when people started doing that. The public just started getting scared. You see a gun strapped to your back, and you're like, whoa.
Yep. No, I'm with you. And the thing is, it's not just me saying it, it's Vernon reporting this is what happened there. I mean, we're not making this stuff up. This is the history. This is recent history, people. Thanks, Vernon. Appreciate that call. Leo's on line 3. He also in California. Hey, Leo.
Hey, how are you, Tom?
I'm good, thank you.
Great friend. Hey, I just wanted to make a quick point here. I do agree with you that I think that the open carry guys have gone just a little too far. It's like saying, oh, I own a pit bull or a Rottweiler. They're so misunderstood. Well, if you're out and about, you're going to do yourself and everybody else a great disservice to perpetuate the myth that we're all gun nuts, that we're irresponsible gun owners. It's like, Tom, I'm a concealed carry guy, and I've been around guns my whole life. I've always been comfortable with them. But 25 years ago, I went to Europe, and I was walking by a museum. I forget where I was, but one of the police armed guards had a submachine gun. And I was like, whoa, are you kidding me? Because we just don't, especially back then, pre 9/11, you didn't see that a lot in this country. There, it's the norm. Well, when you walk in with a handgun or an AK, people who aren't really familiar or used to firearms, that's going to give them quite a shock. And I agree with the NRA that finally, this time, thank God, they're not being too extreme. They're talking to more of the common people and answering those concerns, saying, look, yeah, these guys are doing a disservice to everybody.
Let me jump in here, Leo. The interesting thing is the NRA, somebody at the NRA put out a statement basically denigrating the open carry, and then the NRA pulled back from that and said, well, that was somebody who wasn't authorized to make a statement, and we're not saying anything negative about this at all. So they're in a mess there with their messaging. They're trying to figure out how to handle this because it is a PR battle, and they get that. And so they're trying to play to the base, which is their members. At the same time, they're trying to not look crazy to the public when the Jon Stewarts of the world would dissect them in front of everybody. I guess the question is, do you think it helps? Do you think it hurts? How about if you just took all that wonderful passion and got involved in the system and made things happen through the system? I mean, I'm glad you guys are involved, but put it somewhere where it actually does some good.
Join the NRA via Tom Gresham's Gun Talk website and receive $10 off the regular membership price. Log on to guntalk.com for details. You're listening to Tom Gresham's Gun Talk. Just because we're wrapping up on the air doesn't mean we're done talking about guns. Stick around for the after show. It's our podcast-only version designed to include all the stuff we simply couldn't fit into a regular show. Call in now at 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, back to Tom.
All right, here's the deal. Here's where we find out who's in and who's out. Here we're going to find out who really does believe in the no-shrug policy. People who say, okay, yeah, I will do something about it. I'm not going to ask you to write a check. Not going to ask you for money. I need about 2 minutes of your time. I need you to go on the internet to this website, change.org, change.org. In the search window there, just put in my name, Tom Gresham. And then you scroll down, you'll find where it says open carry, not open carry, that's the other topic we're working on right now, where we're looking for welcome gun owners, welcome lawful gun owners. We have a petition there. We're trying to ask Target, the department store, the chain, to not issue a statement asking us to leave our guns at home. We're saying, hey, we're legal gun owners. We go to Target. We don't cause problems. The Moms Demand Action have 10,000 requests, signatures on their petition, asking Target to put out a statement telling us to keep our guns at home. Don't bring them in. So we need the same kind of thing. So I need your help. I need you to go to change.org, search for me, Tom Gresham, look for welcome lawful gun owners, and sign the petition. Okay? Would you do that for me? This is the no shrug policy at work. Fair enough? Line 3, Jim's in Houston, Texas. Hey, Jim.
Yes, sir, Mr. Gresham. Thank you for taking my call, sir. I just had a comment on that about the left must have actually caught wind of this, too, because Stephanie Davis, Democrat, she's running for governor in Texas here, and she swears that if she gets in, she's going to allow open carry. So I'm hoping that people really understand that she's not going to do that. Don't vote for her, because she's not going to do it. So I'm hoping these guys don't try to rally everybody for her.
It would seem to me that if Rick Perry, he could just take that off the table by going ahead and getting open carry passed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, he could. He hasn't done it yet, so I don't think he's done it because his time's almost up anyway. The best hope he would have would be petitioning Greg Abbott.
Yeah, he said on our show that he did not favor open carry. And I was shocked. He was presenting himself as this big gun rights guy, and I'm thinking, I don't get that. You cannot say you are a Second Amendment supporter and say you oppose open carry. You can say, I don't want to do that myself, but you can't say I support the Second Amendment and then I block open carry. Nope, doesn't work.
Either.
All right, I appreciate the call, sir. All right, let me do this. I'm going to finish this out because we're going to continue the conversation. If you'd like to get involved with us here, we're going to have quite the discussion about this in the after show. If you call us right now, we'll carry you over. We'll get you into the after show. Our number is 866-TALK-GUN, 866-TALK-GUN. And be sure to download the after show because you're going to want to hear what we knock around on this one. I think we have maybe some differing opinions. We'll see what we get out of that. I need your help. Go to change.org, search for my name, Tom Gresham. Look for the petition that says welcome lawful gun owners and sign on to that petition. We need to pound that thing with thousands of signatures so we can let Target know we're the good guys and gals. We are the women, we're the mothers who carry guns into Target so we can protect ourselves and our family in the parking lot as we're going in. And while we're in the store also, of course. Get involved. Get the no shrug policy going. Send a note to everybody on your email list. Tell them to go there. Change.org. My name, Tom Gresham. Search for that. Sign the petition. Need your help. All right. Get out there. Talk it up. Have a really good week. Get a little shooting done. Help me out with my decision on a new deer cartridge, deer rifle. I still don't know what to do. We'll see you in the after show.